Hi viewers, so hope you're doing well. I am here with another topic which is conditionals. How like how we structure a program in which it would be able to make decisions. So this is not just about um, conditions, but making the program a decisionable code so that it can make decisions on its own according to our some specified parameters. So what is a conditional? Conditional lets a program check something and choose a different path depending on the answer. So this is a very simple example that is it raining or not, which is true or false. There can be many other things. Uh, if we just go with the case of true and false, then there can be many other things that you are studying or not, uh, the student got failed or not in the exam, and many other things. But in case we want to check that in a complex example, if a string has, if a list of students has name John or not, then we'll be checking that it contains, or by iterating over every index, that this condition meets or not. If that condition meets in that loop, then the loops break, and then we can print it out or something that yes, John exists in this student array or list, which can be of, let's say, section A students named as, which is a list. So here is an example which says a fog in the road. If it's raining, take an umbrella, otherwise leave it at home. You check the weather, then pick a path. Is it raining? Yes. Take an umbrella. If it's not raining, then leave it at home and then you can go anywhere because you don't need umbrella as it's not raining. No. In the no case, leave the umbrella at home. In the yes case, take the umbrella because it's raining outside. Why do we need conditionals? So every program is not just printing things out or getting the things done in a very straight way. There are decision making in the whole program which we have to do in the whole path. Even if we are going from one position A to B, then we also have to choose a path. There is always not straight no straight path which can lead you to a position B if you are at point A. So that's why we need conditionals. So for now, if comparing compare checking if a student pass without and with a conditional. Without a conditional, score is equals to 42. Print result, print score. Here it just simply prints the score and nothing else. We cannot see that here that student passed or not, though if we know the score and we know the percentage and all that things, then we can intentionally, or we can think that yes, this student has passed the exam because the passing marks was 33.33 or something. As the student got 42, then yes, he got passed. But in case, this is the thing that if you are known to the information, but if we go with the conditional, then if the score is 42, then with the conditional, if score is less than equals to 40, like if score is 40 or greater than 40, then it should print pass, that the student has passed the exam. But in any case, let's say it's 39 point something, which is in float, but it would consider as 40. But let's say it's 39, then it will print as fail. So the program decides for itself and tell you the result that it's passed because the score is 42. So the conditionals let program react differently in different situations based on the conditions we have set. It let the program define some parameters, some variations, so that it can directly make decisions and do the corresponding program execution which was based on that condition. Anatomy of an if statement. Every if statement has a condition and an action to run when it's true. So we all know that if a condition is there, then it there should be a syntax for that. And also, if there is an if, then we should have something in the uh, true uh, scope, and then in the false scope or else scope there should be something so that we can easily differentiate. So basically, um, if we are in a loop, we mostly don't use the else part because it uh, is iterating for on the loop. That's very irritating if we get the logs of a program which has, let's say, if a loop is iterating 30 times and uh, on the list of the students, and it didn't it won't able to find John, then it will print 30 times that no, John is not there, no, John is not there, or John doesn't match with this index, etc., etc. Then we don't need that. Because of that, in iterating the loop, we only use if condition and then just print out if the student John match with any index, and we just say yes, in this class this student match. Secondly, this is the anatomy. If age is greater than equal to 18, then you can vote. That's a standard thing. Yeah. So this is the syntax that if the variable age and then it is greater than the greater sign and then equals to greater than or equals to 18. So that's the threshold. If age is equal to 18 or greater than 18, then print you can vote, else nothing. Keyword condition to check. So keyword is if, condition to check is this, colon start the block. So these colons are necessary to define that under this indentation, like under this colon, after the indentation, whatever the code will be, it will be executing based on the condition that if it satisfies, then the that block will run, else not. So it says runs only if the condition is true. If that condition met, then this code will execute, else not. Comparison operator you will use. So these are some comparison operators. For example, double equals to, for example, if it says age double equals to 18. If age is 18, like exactly double equal to is exact match. If uh, if age equals, then yes you can vote, else not. If not equals to, so this is a not sign and this is equals to. The same for age. If it's not equal to 18, then you cannot vote. This then you can vote that we can um, change the condition according to the need. That's the greater sign, as here it's used, and there's a less than sign. We can use this iteratively as per the need, then greater than or equal to, as it's used here, it has been used here, and then we can do the vice versa here, like we can put 18 here and then age here. So that doesn't matter, but we can change the condition by using this and alternatively change the positions. If else and else. If else if and else. The program can check several conditions rather than then fall back to a default. So yeah, there is, I was saying that there can be many conditions which we can also put if else then space if, but this is the elif, which is used as else if, which is a sort of concatenated function which is being used as a else if condition. So if else if worked as first, it should start with if, and then it checks the condition. If it doesn't satisfy, then it's good for else, and then it checks for the second condition. If it works, then it's good for the other else if, and then it goes for this one. If this also doesn't satisfy, then it goes for the last else, which is the by default one in case these all condition doesn't met, because it has to go like go on every condition, and has to confirm that all conditions doesn't meet. So then all conditions doesn't meet, won't meet, so that it would be able to print this else not. Let's say if grade is greater than 90, yes, no. If grade is greater than 80, no. If grade is greater than 70, yes, then it will print C, else not, because here program ends, because the need for the this program, this code, these lines was just to match only just one condition, so that it can go to the next part, because this block hasn't satisfied this one, hasn't satisfied this one, but it got satisfied with this, then it has print C. So here we can see in that sort of debugging, which is saying if grade is less than equal to 90, greater than equal to 90, it, because the grade value is 72, so it doesn't satisfy, it's false, skip. Else if grade is greater than equal to 80, no, it's 72, false, skip. Grade is greater than 70, yes, it's 72, so true. Run this and stop here, never reach this stop this time, because the grade is changed. We can pass many other, like sort of we can put it in a loop, and then we can iterate over many grades, and then we can do the same for everyone. So that was the thing for uh, if else if and elif. How that scene flows. So the program checks the condition in order and stop at the first one. That's true. So yeah, as I told you, that program works like first it checks for the first one. If any condition satisfied as any step, then the other will not execute. It will not check the other conditions, but what whichever satisfies the like priorly, then it just goes with that one and then execute that specific block. Even if there is nothing, it just execute that block and then go to the other uh, line of program, but other than this block. So it checks the condition, it's true, no, then check the next condition. Yeah, if it's true, yes, then run the block, skip the rest. If it doesn't, even after a no, the condition else if doesn't match or not match, then run the else block, and all done. So a single equal sign as a value, a double check if two values are equal, mixing them up. So yeah, this is the one which people many times get confused, or you know they forgot to write this, because while you are comparing or specifically checking that value is specifically equals to as it should be, like on both sides it's perfectly matched, then you should go with the double equals. uh, we can go with the contains one, but that's for the string variables, but not for the integers. This is score. Score is an integer here, and we cannot check it like with a single equal, and it's a syntax error. But if we go with the double equals, then it is checking that left hand side is really equal to right hand side, which is also a correct syntax, and it will print out perfect. So recap is a conditional lets a program choose different paths. So basically, it tells the program that yeah, you can make decisions based on these conditions. If second, if checks a condition, the intended blocks run only if true. So there can be this is because of I used Python here, so that's why I'm talking about indentation here. But if we talk about C++, then we use scopes and all that jazz. So the third is Elif checks more condition if the first one was false. So if first one was false, then it checks the other one, checks the other one, checks the other one, and goes on till we have Elif. Or if any doesn't match, then it prints the else one. If any matches, then it just print that block out and go with the other part. Fourth, else is the fallback when nothing else matches. So yeah, as I've told that in the if else case, and if in the case of elif if elif, then if any condition doesn't match or doesn't satisfy, then it just goes with the else part. Fifth, only one block runs, and remember double equal compares, equal is signs. So in if we cannot use a single equal operators to compare something, but we have to use double equal operator so that we can compare something. That's the thing which people usually forgot, and that's a syntax error, and that you cannot run that um, code because of the error. So yeah, that's it for the today's lecture. Let me know if there is anything I can add more, or if I have done anything wrong. I'll be surely updating this my work, my memory, my knowledge, and all that just possible. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening till the end, and I hope you got the thing. And let's say if it didn't, please comment, then I'll be making more, or even I can have a one-on-one session, and then I'll be helping you in getting this topic. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Have a great day. Bye.